Yo. What's up, coach?
Doing okay. Malcolm, that is a bright light. I don't know if I can deal with that for 50 minutes.
Coach, you see what MLB's doing?
What are they doing?
They're starting up June 10th.
Officially?
Yeah, they're gonna have spring training, and then opening day is gonna be like 1st of July.
I would have bought tickets for like the June 5th through 7th, which is
They reinstate you. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. Are they having them? I mean, just regular games? They're not.
Yeah, they're gonna be in the stadiums. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna have fans too.
Oh, that's great. Maybe I'll make a trip down to Camden Yards.
Yeah, it was sad to see about Mancini.
Yeah.
It was stage 4 too. That's pretty bad.
Is it stage 4?
Yeah. He's only like 30-something years old.
It's horrible stuff.
You
That's
probably
like my dad died from that.
Really?
When I was your age. It's horrible. I mean, and it comes in, and it doesn't run in my family or any of that. That's the type of cancer I think that can just kind of show up whenever, wherever.
Yeah.
He's a good ball player too.
He's probably the best player on the Orioles.
Yeah, I shouldn't say much, but he's pretty good.
You gonna have any margaritas tonight? You gonna have any margaritas tonight?
Margaritas.
Yeah.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
I don't have time to make margaritas. My wife was talking about pina coladas this weekend, so we might do that. I got a rack of ribs. I've been grilling. I probably grill out five nights a week.
What are you making?
All sorts of things. I've been doing ribs in the crock pot, and then I'll transfer them over to the grill for the last hour or so. Those have turned out pretty good. I've done, we did bison burgers last night.
Oh, I bet those are good.
Mm-hmm. That's why I miss Glory Days. Glory Days was amazing.
They probably got takeout.
They do. It's just not the same. And we'll hit up. We did Osaka sushi for takeout this past weekend, and that was pretty good.
Phase 1 reopening might start May 15th.
What's opening up?
Like the Phase 1, Northam announced it might happen as soon as May 15th.
Even with the stay-at-home order until June 10th?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know, but non-essential businesses might be able to open up as soon as May 5th.
Well, my wife and I found out today that the beach house that my aunt owns is that they're letting people on in June, so we're going.
All right, what weekend you going down?
Going the weekend, I think it's the second weekend in June we head down there.
What beach is it?
Let me see. It's called, so it'll be the weekend of the 6th. And it's you ever heard of Figure 8 Island?
No.
It's near Wilmington. We go there.
Class trip?
They wouldn't let you guys on the island. It's a gated community. Maybe if you throw my name around a little bit, they might consider it.
Oh yeah, I know who that guy is.
How y'all doing?
2 more classes left, sir.
So not including this one.
Well, if we have I have an AP on Tuesday, do I have to go to classes on Tuesday?
Next Tuesday?
Correct. Yeah.
No. Same policy. I like that map in the background, Malcolm. What's that jersey?
Thank you. That was an old reg jersey.
Ah, okay. So let me tell you guys what the process is going to be, and you can spread it to the 10 or so guys that aren't on right now. But so this class will take care of our last section of notes. Okay. Next class, no homework. Test, we will have an in-class test. And that'll be the last test grade, last assessment grade that you got to take.
Test on the last day
You
of school.
start shaking your head and all this other stuff. No, I can't require that you take the test during the class, right? I'm just going to make it available for you to take on that day at some point. Okay? And to incentivize you, okay, so I'm not just sitting here with my thumb up my butt myself, right? To incentivize you, I will give you the full 50 minutes, okay, to take the test instead of the class period 40 minutes that I would do for the people who don't take it during the class time. Does that make sense? Okay, so all you have to do is you get on here, you press mute, you copy the link, and you're good to go. And to the added benefit, you've got 50 minutes instead of 40. Also, you have my wonderful mind, okay? My wonderful mind to work off of.
Good one.
Okay? I'm not going to give you answers or anything, but I might throw you a bone there, Jack Anderson.
Throw me a bone.
Yeah.
What's that bone gonna be like?
Huh?
So what's the bone gonna be?
I mean, if you need help on a question, I might guide you a little bit. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Thursday class. Tuesday class, we're going over the test. If you're not interested in the test, if you're not interested in improving your grade further, because I'll provide extra assignments for you to do while we're on Zoom that day. And I might just like to say goodbye to you guys. I might just want to say bye. And if you don't want to see my face again, I understand. But you must not mind that much if you're on right now.
Participation.
Misconception. Brian Daughtry was all up in arms. He sends me this email kind of going off and all this other stuff. I'm like, Brian, all you got to do, because he was saying like his participation grade was docked and all this other stuff. I'm like, just send me the class notes, bud. Just write down the class notes, send it to me. I need some sort of proof that you looked at something. I'm not penalizing you. I'm not penalizing you guys for not showing up. I'm penalizing you for not proving that you've done anything. Good? All right, we're good. Stevie, how you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
What do you think of the unexpected merger, Stevie?
I don't really care.
Doesn't really matter to you, does it?
To me, it doesn't.
Yeah, I've got to move out of my classroom.
Dang.
Where you going?
First floor, baby.
Hey.
Like the first floor that you walk in when you enter the school, or like the bottom floor?
No, basement level.
Ooh.
First floor is kind of the middle ground. That's the That's where everybody kind of meets together at the same time. And, there might be teachers who teach, either girls and guys on that level with separate sections.
It'll be interesting to see how this all works out.
I could be teaching girls next year. Who knows?
Yeah, you'd like that.
I don't know. I can't make like the comments I make towards Brian Daughtry directed at girls though. That wouldn't fly. Did I have you guys do 19.2 for today or 19.3?
19.4.
19. Okay, I'm getting mixed answers. You're saying 2, Malcolm?
Boydum haircut.
So
2? Okay, 2.
yeah.
Hey, Boyd's nice haircut. Did you do that yourself?
No. No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
It's all right.
I just had to get it.
We had a homework due today.
I believe so.
It was 19.2. I'm looking at it right now.
I'd have to look.
On the 19.2.
Yeah, it's 0.2. I'm looking at it.
0.2? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We gotta do 3 and 4. 19.3 and 4.
So 19.3 and 19.4, I was kind of doing that as the extra work. If you wanted to come in on Tuesday, get some things done, get that grade up maybe a point or two, you could do 19.3, 19.4 with me, maybe something else. If there was some extra credit work you wanted to do, that's kind of the idea there. And then we'll go over the test as well.
No, what if you turn in 19.3 and 4 before Tuesday?
I'll give you credit for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to, we did something similar to this a couple weeks ago, or excuse me, like a week ago. I think this is the day that I kicked you guys, kicked like half of you guys out.
Shocker.
What we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at. I want you to think about. We're going to be talking about police power a bit today in due process, and I want to take a look at what is either illegal, inadvisable, or legal in Virginia. All these are things having to do with operating an automobile. Okay, you understand? And so I want you to look at each one of these things and think either off personal experience or what you know about state law, what they might be, okay? So in the way you're gonna do this, if you would, just so I can get an idea of, in terms of participation, what we did last time was you would either hit the yes or no button. The yes, the green check mark, or the no, the red X by your name, so I can get an idea of just what you might think about each one of these cases. So let's go ahead and have a look at them then. Driving while drinking alcohol, is that legal in Virginia?
Yeah.
Boy.
Griffith's saying no. Castanian, Yago, opinion?
Where do you go to vote?
You see your button there?
You click.
Is my button working?
Yeah, I got some people. Oh, some people are hitting it.
You click participants, and then a little thing pops up.
Yeah, click participants, and there should be a green button and a red button. There we go. We got pretty much everybody waiting on Phil Hauer. Oh, we got Phil Hauer. All right, I got everybody. Okay, cool. So kind of a mixed result. We got about 50-50 going down the line. Can you guys see what other people put?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about this one? Driving with the dog on your lap. I'll clear this and just go ahead and put it again.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Are we putting yes if it is illegal, or are we putting no if it's illegal?
Oh, good question. Yes, legal. No, not legal. Or the red X for not legal, illegal. And if it's depends, let's come up with a different sign for that.
Raise your hand.
Well, there's you guys see under more, they've got a coffee cup. You can put the coffee cup if you think it's inadvisable.
Coffee cup.
You see what I'm talking about?
Y'all Joe must be upgraded then. I ain't got no coffee cup.
I'm not
No,
seeing
I
that.
see it.
Yeah.
No, I see a coffee cup.
Just
It's when
put
you gotta
some
hit
other
more.
symbol. Put some other symbol besides yes or no if you think it's inadvisable. All right. So again, mixed response here is most people, it looks like, said no. Using Uber. Clearing the results. Okay, everyone says, yeah, you're good to go there. How about this next one? You know what an escort service is there, Goydam?
Repeat that, sir?
You know what an escort service is?
No, sir.
Okay. It's like prostitution.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Then,
Little shelter there, Benedictine, huh, Goyds? That's okay. If you're a man of the world like me,
Brick.
brick is not a comeback. Okay, most people are saying no. While tired.
Wow, tired. What that mean?
We got our first depends. Most you guys are saying good to go there. Inadvisable essentially means it's not technically illegal, but could it be used against you in the court of law? That's what inadvisable means.
So what do we put for inadvisable then?
Any other side. So Malcolm put a hand, that's fine. CJ, you put a coffee cup, that's fine. Any of those things. Driving too slow.
Too slow.
Most of you are saying illegal. Some of you are saying depends. Okay, good. What about with headphones on? Jack, you strike me as a guy who would drive with headphones on.
Yeah. I actually could see you doing it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie.
Cooking.
Driving with headphones on?
Yeah, I could see you doing that. Listen to like NPR.
Only if I've just been to the gym, maybe.
Yeah.
I need everybody to know that's where I've been. If I'm rocking the muscle shirt, got the headphones in. Okay, a mixed bag here. Looks like most people are saying illegal. Golf cart on the street, so illegal to drive with a golf cart. If the answer to this is legal, then I am buying a golf cart tomorrow.
So you can, I'm pretty sure, because they have like those temporary tags at the beach that you can run up and down the road with.
But I think
Yes, man.
okay. I'm not going to say it because I think I remember from last year, but we'll see. So most people are saying depends on this one. While high. Goydam, you know what being high is?
yes, sir. Yes, I do.
It means like under the influence of drugs.
Yeah, I obviously know that.
So you're coming at Gordon an awful lot today.
Yeah, like just
Bring back Gordon.
Chris,
Gordon,
do you drive high?
Most people are saying illegal. All right. While watching a DVD.
Like the person who's driving is watching the
Yeah,
DVD?
the person driving, maybe looking off to the side, watching the DVD. Not referring to the passengers. Okay, pretty unanimous except for Jack Anderson, who thinks.
Yeah, you must want to die.
I've seen people do it before. Like they'll have like the movie up on their like dashboard and they'll be taking a glance at it.
I bet you do it. You
No,
got your headphones in. You're watching a DVD. You've already driven while you've been on Zoom and during class.
Just because you've seen it doesn't mean it's legal.
yeah, but like what cop's gonna pull someone over for having a movie being played? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Oops. Did I click too many? Yeah. Driving in the fast lane. Meaning, like not using the fast lane for passing purposes.
I want you to see that.
yeah, I mean, it kind of depends.
I hate when you're in the fast lane, there's someone going like 5 under the speed limit.
Looks like pretty much a mixed bag here. We got about, I'd say it's split 3 ways. Without a front bumper. It depends on where you're from. Where Yago's from, I'm sure it's fine.
I know plenty of people with no bumpers.
That doesn't mean it's not legal, though.
I mean, they never got pulled for it. So
Yeah, because the cops are probably scared of them.
yeah, Clark's truck doesn't have a bumper.
Joseph Clark doesn't?
Oh.
No,
Clark Sawyer. All right, Clark Sawyer can
Like,
pay
that
his
would-
way out of
That
it.
impressed me about Joseph Clark if he's driving around without a bumper. Man. Okay. While on prescription drugs. Inadvisable looks like a difference between inadvisable and legal. Jack Anderson, like what? Be like all hyped up on Percocet driving a vehicle.
No, dude.
Perfectly good to go.
You want me to explain my answer? I can explain it.
Yeah, explain.
All right, so no doctor is going to give you an insane amount. The only time when people get in trouble is if like you could drive off of one Percocet probably, but like if you're popping like 6 of them, that's definitely not prescribed, and then that's dangerous.
Okay.
No, but some medicines do say, like, don't operate like machinery.
Yeah, and the car is heavy machinery. While pregnant. Inadvisable. Girl's stuck for 9 months. She ain't driving anywhere. With a cracked windshield. Split down the middle. Looks like about 50-50. Nobody's going depends on this one. Interesting.
I changed to depends because it
Bill
depends.
Howard's deliberating.
It depends how big the crack
You
is.
got a point.
There we
Yeah,
go.
you got a point now.
While texting. Jack, you're just clicking yes.
No,
Yes, you are.
dude, if you're paying attention to the road and you're still doing a good job driving, I mean, I don't see what the problem is.
You get not seeing what the problem is and whether it's legal or illegal.
Like it,
I'm
I
not
mean,
asking what it should be. I'm asking what it is.
maybe in Virginia there's too much authority. It's just less rules better.
Oh yeah, those idiots with their road safety.
Hey, Coach Walker, you remember you see me driving and I was on my phone?
Without a seatbelt.
Ooh.
Jack, you're just clicking yes.
It's like a safety precaution. It's not mandatory.
Yeah, it is a safety precaution.
But I don't think it's illegal not to. I mean, it's smart to, but it's not illegal.
Stevie, what do you got for this one, bud? There we go. Malcolm?
Oh, I don't even know what this one is because my screen just started like frozen, so I couldn't
Without a
like,
seatbelt.
without a seatbelt.
Yeah.
That depends.
Okay.
I think you don't have to have a seatbelt in the back seat.
No, you don't. You're right. If you're over 16, if you're younger than 16, I think, then they have a problem. Past a funeral procession. So like you're behind them and you use the fact that they've got a police escort to your advantage.
That's just smart, sir.
So Jack does have some moral compass, okay? Barefoot. Most people are saying no. Looks like there's a few yeses in there for barefoot. All right, two more, I think. And flip-flops. Iago, damn. Okay.
Sir, he only wears boots.
Oh, that's right. With passengers drinking alcohol. Oh, you guys are wild.
It's not a problem. I don't see why it's a problem.
Malcolm's the only one with any standards around here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Who said whoa, whoa, whoa?
All right. So what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and look at the answers because there are correct answers for these, and it does vary state to state. So what we'll do is we will look first at, hold on one second.
Oh.
Oops. There we go. All right, so just, different states are going to say different things. Drinking alcohol, so there you have it. The only state where that can be done, Mississippi. Okay, you can drive while drinking.
Sweet.
Provided what?
Are we
Yeah,
They're
writing?
not
I'm gonna picture that
drunk.
real quick.
Are we writing these down?
No, you don't have to worry about writing these down. This is just for fun. Provided your blood alcohol content is under the legal limit. I will say that I went when I went to Barbados. They there is no blood alcohol content limit there, and you can drive with an open container. So you could literally just be completely blackout drunk and be completely okay.
That's hype.
That's tough.
That is hype.
With the dog in your lap. It's legal yet inadvisable everywhere except for New Jersey, where it is illegal. Cannot do it.
So you're forgetting about Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii, I didn't see it there.
Honolulu.
For Uber, illegal everywhere. Escort service, illegal everywhere, even in Nevada. I say that because that's the one state where prostitution itself is legal. All right. While tired, inadvisable in most states, and then illegal in a handful.
How are you gonna determine that?
What do you mean?
Like, how are you gonna? So you get pulled over in Florida for driving tired. How are you gonna?
Okay,
How
so
do they judge it?
good question. It's not something they can necessarily test for, is it? Right? It's not like drinking. Very often for tired, it would be either based off of the questions from the police officer. So they might ask them, you look tired. How long you've been driving? If you give them an honest answer, then that can be used against you. You can be hurt. Too slowly, inadvisable most states. Headphones on, illegal in Virginia. You're breaking the law, Jack. A golf cart on the street. Okay, so this is what I thought for this one, Yogs. The reason it is illegal, but there are exceptions. What would those exceptions be? Potentially the one you described, where if you have a special permit. But I guess you can get a special permit for just about anything. But also, if you are where?
Near golf courses.
If you're literally driving on a golf course, and in order to get to hole 13, you've got to go over a road, or maybe go on the sidewalk or the side of the street for a little bit. That's okay.
Hey, Code, what's AK?
Huh?
What's AK?
AK is Alaska.
Top left. That's Alaska.
Virginia, it's illegal to drive while high.
I'm slow. Oh, it's legal.
Illegal in Virginia for DVD. Fast lane, inadvisable.
Like, Coach, I'm surprised on the Wild High one. I'm surprised about the states that's like legalized marijuana, and they still have it like illegal for driving high.
Well, look at it from the perspective of drinking. Bud Light's legal, but if you have enough of them, it can be a problem.
Yeah, true.
Without a front bumper, legal in Virginia, perfectly okay.
There y'all go. Yeah.
On prescription drugs, illegal in Virginia, you can't do it. Now, I imagine there's exceptions here too. We were talking about operating heavy machinery. We know that's a problem. While pregnant, legal in all 50 states. Cracked windshield, most states, it's inadvisable. You can get prosecuted if it's cracked enough. Also, if it's cracked enough, it's not going to pass state inspection. While texting, it's actually legal in Montana and Arizona.
That's because
They have cell
nobody
phones
drives
there?
in Montana.
Yeah, there isn't much you're going to be able to hit besides a tree.
Like, do they have cell phones there? Like cell towers?
I think they have cell phones just about everywhere.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay. New Hampshire, without a seatbelt, perfectly legal in New Hampshire, only state.
Amazing.
past a funeral procession, split about down the middle there. And then barefoot, inadvisable everywhere. You can get legally prosecuted. There have been cases of people who have gotten in an accident and they've been prosecuted based on the fact that they were not driving with shoes. And flip-flops, same story, believe it or not.
But flip flops are like shoes.
Yeah, well, I think they the Code of Virginia distinguishes differently. I think it talks about driving with something that's closed-toed. So if you're driving with closed-toed sneakers, you should be okay. Okay. And then with an open container of alcohol in the passenger seat, perfectly fine in Virginia. And so, I mean, you can see how is that kind of a slippery slope?
Because you don't know if the person's been drinking it or not.
Well, yeah, and you don't know if they handed off their drink to the person next to them. And I think the way the police handle this is if they pull you over and they see you're sitting in the driver's seat and then the passengers has like a glass of wine sitting in the, I don't know, the console, they will end up prosecuting you because it's within arm's reach. Anything in arm's reach isn't going to work.
Can they just do a breathalyzer test, and if you don't have anything, then they can't do that?
Well, yeah, they could do the breathalyzer test too. But if you, I mean, what I'm saying is, even without using the breathalyzer test, they can prosecute you if there's a drink within arm's reach. Meaning like the cup holders. Even if your blood alcohol content is 0.0. So. All right, I'm gonna take out the last bit of the notes today, okay? And then we'll be done with government notes forever. And so got through this. All right, so we're going to talk about due process, how due process works. What are our civil liberties if a policeman pulls you over? You know, what rights then do you have? So due process is the title, and I wanted to get straight into it. So the first thing, where are these rights contained? No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process of the law. Mentioned in two separate amendments. Which amendments might those be? CJ ghosts on me. Yes, he did. We're talking about Amendment 5, okay? So it's contained in Amendment 5, and it's contained in Amendment 14. In Amendment 5, there's a few things that are established there. We got due process of the law, eminent domain, and then double jeopardy. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but double jeopardy was a big issue with in the O.J. Simpson case. Does anybody know the book that O.J. wrote after all those events transpired with him and Nicole Brown Simpson and all that?
Wasn't it like him saying how he would have actually killed them, even though he kind of didn't?
The title of the book was actually, it was called If I Did It. If I Did It. And so he literally goes through the events of the night, goes into like excruciating detail, talking about it as only you could talk about it if you were there, right? Talks about like plunging his knife into Nicole Brown Simpson, talks about killing her boyfriend, and all of this other stuff. But it was all along the premise of, if I were to do it, this is how I would have done it. And it just happened to describe everything as it went down. But the way double jeopardy works is because he's already been prosecuted and been found guilty, then what?
Mm,
There's not a whole lot they can do. I mean, even if there's security footage of literally him plunging the knife into Nicole Brown Simpson, there's nothing they could do with that evidence. And that's how double jeopardy works. This case down here, this is a case that you have to know. It's Miranda versus Arizona. You have to know this case. I promise it will appear on the test. This was a case where I think it was first name I'm blanking on, Ernesto Miranda, perhaps. This guy, he ended up being apprehended by police after I think it was an aggravated assault case. Actually, double homicide. Yeah, double homicide. And he ended up confessing to the murder, gave details about the murder in the confession. He basically said, he confessed everything to the police. And he did all of this without the consultation of a lawyer. And that wouldn't be a problem if what had happened. If he had been read his rights, it wouldn't have been a problem, but he wasn't read his rights. And so the lawyer went forward and they said, when he did get a lawyer, they said, hey, he wasn't read his rights. All of this information can't be used against him. The Supreme Court ruled in favor and said, you're absolutely right. Fortunately for the prosecution, they had other evidence that they obtained without the confession that ended up prosecuting this guy. But essentially it provides for rights for the accused. So they're going to rule in favor of Miranda in this case.
Oh, go back up.
Okay. So here, I'm sorry, Malcolm, what's up?
Go back over real quick. I ain't get to
Go back.
Yeah, real quick.
So a good question on the test might be, given the case Miranda versus Arizona, describe the case, give me the ruling of the case and the reasoning behind the ruling, as well as what civil liberty in this case. In this case, we're talking about due process. He was not provided the right to a lawyer, so he could not be prosecuted. Here's a situation. What are your rights if you were to go, let's say, 60 miles an hour down Page Brook Road after school, which you wouldn't do now, but if you were to do this and a cop pulls you over for speeding, what would your rights be? Malcolm, what would your rights be if you're pulled over by a cop in this situation?
You had the freedom to address why you was going that fast.
Yeah, so he's going to question you. Do you have to answer his question?
No, you don't. You don't have the right, but
Right
then
to
again, you
remain
do
silent.
Yeah, you have the right to
You have
remain
the right
silent.
to remain
Yeah,
silent.
You don't have to say a word to the cop about what you were doing. What about if the cop comes forward and says, "Okay, well, I'm not feeling so good about you, Malcolm, for whatever reason. Okay, so can I check your trunk?"
You can say no, or you can ask him why you want to check my trunk.
You can ask him, and he says, I don't like the way you're answering questions, or I don't like the way you look.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that, yeah, you can't do after that.
Constitutionally, he cannot do that. Now, Malcolm, let's say you have a bloody axe in your passenger seat. would that give him the right to search your trunk?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. He would have the right to search your trunk. Now, a lot of this varies state by state, but we refer to that as what concept? What is that bloody axe given him?
Oh, search
Probable
warrant. Oh,
cause.
yeah, search warrant.
Probable cause. Even without
Oh,
a search
shit.
warrant, he
Let me
wouldn't need the search warrant if he had probable cause. Now, if he just said, I don't like Malcolm, right? Or I don't like the way you look, Malcolm can refuse. And then what would the cop have to do?
Nothing.
He could keep you there and obtain a search warrant. But again, he would have to get that from a judge. And all of that would end up taking time. Here's how this guy chose to handle it.
That's tough. I'm ready to start doing that then.
So he's got all the codes, I guess, for the state of Florida. He's got all those written next to each one of these things. And again, it varies state by state, but that's how he chose to handle it. But again, if you make things difficult, I don't advise you handle it like this, because if you make things difficult for the cop, what can you guarantee for yourself? That he's going to make life difficult for you. So, for example, a friend of mine decided, like I was in the car with him, and he's a pretty mellow guy, but for whatever reason, when he interacts with the police, he gets really hostile. And so the policeman pulled over, and he asked him, he's like, you know why I pulled you over? And without even skipping a beat, my friend turned to him and said, to apologize for riding my ass. And the cop just kind of took a pause and said, no, but now that I've got you here, I'm going to write you a citation for that. It was something dangling from his mirror. It may have been like a parking pass. I'm dangling from his mirror because that's illegal. You can't do that. But often they just overlook stuff like that. So if you do stuff like this to a cop, I guess my point is that they're going to make life difficult for you personally. And you guys know some cops are more jerks than others. This is the last one we'll take today. Limitations on due process. Police power, we've used this definition before. I would look for this one to be used again. Breathalyzer tests. Is this unlawful searches or seizures? Why are breathalyzer tests perfectly legal?
Because you could determine if the person is drunk or not, I guess.
Say that a little bit louder, Malcolm.
So I'm guessing it helps better of how much more accurate it can be to see if the person is drunk or not, I guess.
Yeah. Think about this. Do they have the time to do what I just suggested with you, to go get a search warrant from a judge?
No.
Do you decline it?
Why? Because what's going to happen?
Well, then the person can just either leave as soon as once the cop leave and go to the judge and stuff, or. Well,
I mean, he can call it in, but if it takes an hour or 2 hours, what ends up happening naturally?
You sober up.
You sober up. You detox. Okay, that's enough time to maybe get your blood alcohol under the legal limit. So all that has to be taken into consideration. Now, can you refuse a breathalyzer test?
I think you can.
You can, absolutely. But what can the cop then do?
Hold it against you.
He can compel you to come with him to the to headquarters. And what they do is they'll give you a more sensitive breathalyzer test at the station. And even if your blood alcohol content is under the legal limit, they could prosecute you. So there's a few things. No, it's not unlegal search and seizure. One, there's suspicion of you drinking. If a cop's behind you and you are weaving in and out of the road, that is clear. That in and of itself is probable cause to breathalyze you. If he's talking to you and he can smell alcohol, if he's talking to you and you're slurring your words, all of that is probable cause. Protecting the public, he can't just let you go, because what could you do? If you departed, you could go and you could hit somebody. And then the search warrants, as we discussed, can't be done in time. All right. So we'll stop there. Thanks for sticking around, guys.
I didn't take my quiz.
You need to take your quiz.
I didn't take the quiz on y'all took on Thursday.
Why didn't you do that?
I wasn't here. I told you I wasn't gonna be here.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that, and you discussed taking it Thursday.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
so what I'll do is I'll open it back up for you, Jack, and I'll leave
See you,
it
sir.
until the end of the day.
today.
Yes.
All right. Is it on an email or something?
There's a link. Do you want to get that link?
Yeah, you can just send it to me.
Why don't we take care of this here and now? It'd be easier if we did it that way, I think.
All right.
Iago, you got this? Hold on a second.
I can get.
All right. Okay, so you're missing the quiz we took this past weekend. That is Civil Liberties 2. I'm reopening the quiz. Okay, and I'm taking the link now. Okay, so you can take this, Jack, at any point today,
Okay.
and you'll be good to go.
And it's on Blackbaud, you said?
It's on that Flexi quiz link. So here you go. There it is.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right.